your question was, all right, so what religion are we? What message are we pushing? Right? Now, every time someone asks me that, I always tell them this is not a religion, right? Because we got the Bible, right? And we kind of read some history out of the Bible. History that you can kind of link up with. And what happened to your forefathers, man? You literally just got the whole breakdown of why we're in this predicament that we're in today. And how you know that you'll be an Israelite.
That's right.
From I don't know what tribe, but would you be a so-called African American? Or
would I be
Jamaican or your father?
From what I know, I'm African American.
Okay, so you'll also be from the bloodline of kings as well. You'll be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. Right now, let me get that precept you were told me. This is going to tell you Sirach 24 and 23.
And not to go again, but when you finish, I also got a couple questions. Because I'm a wisdom seeker, you know what I'm saying? Trying to gain more knowledge. Nothing against what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? But I just want to be more informed.
Of course.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 24 and verse 23.
Bring it out.
All these things are the book of the covenant of the Most High God.
Right.
Even the law which Moses commanded for an inheritance.
For what?
For an heritage.
No, but these laws, statutes, commandments, this Bible was given to us to make religions.
For an heritage.
For a heritage. Right? Because when you read the Bible, because when you actually read the Bible, have you read the Bible before?
I'm still reading the Bible. I haven't finished. I'm still reading the Bible.
Okay. So when you read the Bible, literally in the whole Old Testament, even in the New Testament, you read about the Greeks, the Romans, right, the Italians, so on and so forth.
Right.
In the Old Testament, you read about what the Assyrians, the Babylonians, you understand, the Egyptians.
Okay.
You read about history here, man.
Right. Julius
Caesar. There's actually real men in the Bible you can find according to historians.
Right.
So when you go into the Old Testament, like for example, there's a book of 1 Kings, there's 2 Kings, right? And these are books about your ancient forefathers, right? Like King David, King Solomon, King Saul, right? So this is your history book for a heritage, not a religion, right? What man did today, what the white man did was they created Christianity, they created Seventh-day Adventists, Jehovah's Witness. How do you get 20 different religions out of one book? That's why it got our own people thinking like, yo, what's true? What religion? What the hell's going on? And then they get offended, and you know what? The Bible's not real. Because they've been fed so many lies from the white man that they don't know what to believe, right? But remember, hey, it's a heritage, right? You got a piece of it? Yeah.
There's the book of Romans, chapter 11 and verse 1.
Bring it down.
I say then, have God cast away his people?
Have what?
Have God cast away his people?
Right.
God forbid.
Right.
For I also am an Israelite.
Right.
Of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
Right. This is Paul speaking. You know about Paul, right? Yeah. In the New Testament, hey, he's saying, hey, I'm also an Israelite by the seed, man, by my father, from the tribe of Benjamin. Right? So if Paul was walking on the earth today, he'd be an Israelite in the tribe of Benjamin, would be the so-called West Indies. Right. That's right. What's your next question?
Like you said, you're not pushing religion, so you just breaking down the Bible, just pushing what, spirituality or just pushing, because like you said, yes, religion, and I learned that, yes, religion is division. I learned religion is division, because like you said, we all believe in the same, all the religions add up to the same God, they all worship the same, so I get what you're saying. So I agree with you with that. Like I said, I'm just learning, just trying, you know what I'm saying? Okay, maybe, but yeah, just trying to get more information, just trying,
Right. So,
be more, educated. So
remember now, this is a heritage. Now,
what's an heritage?
Let me get
the Bible.
Yeah, hold on, real quick. Let me get Sirach 17:10. Right. Let me get Sirach 17:10. Hold what you got right there. Right. Now I'm gonna break down to you what comes with that heritage.
Right. So like you saying, you're an Israelite. Israelite is how should I say?
It's a nationality.
Nationality. Also, some people may put it. If I'm not mistaken. What religion? No, Israelites. I know it from Israel. I know in the Hebrews.
Let me get Deuteronomy 7.
I'm just trying to get, like I said, like you said, Jesus is not white. I believe Jesus is not white.
Right.
And then if I had to grow to learn that, I had to,
Right. Okay. Let me get All right, so Israel. So you said you have a little bit familiarity with
Just
the
a
Bible.
little bit, right.
So you know where the name Israel comes from?
No, I don't.
So Israel actually came from a man called Jacob. Right? Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Right? And God blessed Israel. Right? A lot of people think that, oh, Israel is a landmass. Yes, Israel was given a land. Out of Israel came the 12 tribes of Israel. Right? 12 tribes. And they were given a land. That land today is called Israel. But for you to be an Israelite, it's not about converting to a religion. It's not about just because you feel like being an Israelite. It's like, for example, if I go to China, can I be a Chinese man? I can become a citizen though, right?
Right.
But can I be a president of China?
No, you can't.
Why not?
Because you wasn't born there.
Right.
Right.
That's the
So
same
you got to
thing.
be born there, right?
So you got to be born into it. Now, let me get, you had that?
I have one. You wrestled.
Stop, let me get this.
One more thing before I leave.
I got you.
Hello? Yeah.
Drop 391. So, I'll get this.
Library, let's go.
So I'm gonna give you the look. This is Genesis. You can go back home and read this in your Bible. This is when Jacob's name was changed to Israel because he wrestled with the angel. The Lord blessed him, and then he called his name Israel after that.
There's the book of Genesis chapter 32. I'm going to start at 26. And he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let...
Hey, so Jacob was wrestling with his angel. And this angel was like, hey man, let me go. Because Jacob, man.
Like physical wrestling?
Like physically wrestling on the ground, tumbling.
Wow.
Like, hey, our forefathers were mighty men. They were strong ass dudes, man. Right, go on. And the angel was like, yo, let me go, man. The day's about to come in. I got to get out of here. Go
And
on.
he said, I will not let thee go,
And Jacob was like, hey man, I ain't gonna let you go. But what?
except thou bless me.
Except what?
Except thou bless me.
Hey man, he had his angel in the chokehold, man. And he was like, hey man, I ain't gonna let you go until you bless me. Give me a blessing. Bless me, angel. And what the angel
And he
said.
said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob.
Right.
And he said, thy name
Right.
should be called no more Jacob,
Right, but what?
but Israel.
But what?
But Israel.
Go on.
For as a prince hast thou power with God.
Who has a what?
For as a prince hast thou power with God.
That's what the name of Israel means.
That's right.
A prince who has power with God. So that African American got no meaning, man. Right? You will be an Israelite, brother, because you got power with the Most High God.
That's right.
That's your heritage.
Right.
That's your nationality.
And one more thing, bro. Like you said, African American. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know the history of what came to be. I talk to a lot of people, and a lot of people don't even know the simple things like Egypt.
Right.
It's in Africa.
Right.
And when you say that, they're like, oh, Egypt not Africa. Like some people don't know. At one point, I didn't know.
Right.
But that's why I want to learn. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to learn. It's okay to not to know.
Absolutely.
But you know what I'm saying? To go and get the knowledge and be knowledgeable.
There's no such thing as a dumb
Stop
question.
playing with Dave. For real.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a dumb question.
A question you might think could be stupid, maybe, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Helpful. But yeah, totally understand.
Right.
Yo, bro, thank you.
They believe
Next time.
They believe you off with two more quick verses, real quick. Let me get
One more.
Which one's my
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6.
Right?
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
What the Lord said about the Israelites?
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy
The
God.
Lord said, hey, that we're a holy people unto God. Holy means set apart, King. Go on.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people
Right.
unto himself,
He's chosen us to be a special people unto himself. Go on.
above all people,
No, I thought we were all equal.
above all people
Go on.
that are upon the face of the earth.
We're supposed to be above all people upon the face of the earth. But remember how we read earlier that because we didn't listen to God, He was going to punish us for our iniquities.
Crossing the street, bro.
Somebody got to kill Kobe?
That's a QR code. I ain't got the thing downloaded. I got to download this shit.
Just go to your camera.
Yo, listen, give me if I come back, cause I'm be in the area.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I might pass by through. Yo.
Yeah.
All right, take care.
Yeah, brother. All right. Sister right here. What's going on, sister? Come on, brother. Sister, step up. It's all good. It's all love out here. How you doing? Doing all right? You know anything about this up here? What we teaching? What we about? You see us up in the sun right here? Where? You see us up. Number 9? Seminole Indian? Reuben. Now, why? So, on the left-hand side, this is what the Bible will call you. This is what the Most High God, the creator of all things, this is what would be your biblical nationality. This is what society would call you today, and what the so-called white man and all the other nations, these names when they put upon us during slavery, during bondage, you understand, 400 years of slavery. Now, why are we calling ourselves by these words right here? How can we just go day by day just calling ourselves Native Americans or Indians? You know what Indian means? Indian just goes back to the word savage. Savage. Are you a savage?
Well, what's your ethnicity, brother? When you stay and you teach a black practice, I'm actually a certain person.
Yeah. I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Simeon.
Simeon?
Well, with the world, to put it to terms you can understand me, so-called Dominican.
Dominican.
Yeah.
So you're Asian?
Huh?
You're Asian?
No, Dominican.
Nah, he's Spanish. Smart guy, because just because somebody speaks Spanish, it really doesn't make them Latin.
Right.
That's what people get mixed up at.
Latin is just a language.
More or less, just like I'm a person who speaks English, but when you look at me, I'm not from Great Britain or the rest as well.
Right.
Because some Spanish, not all, but some of them is black, but think they're better than black people.
Yeah.
And that's very
curse. Yeah, that's a curse.
That's like the slave mentality.
That's actually the same. That's actually in the Bible, because what happens is that our people, we were so destroyed. Like some people will be like, some brothers maybe Latino brothers because, or maybe,
But a lot of black people get made.
huh?
A lot of black people are
But that's just your nationality. It's not your ethnicity.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So even amongst the so-called, I say black community, because if another brother's more light skinned than the other, he think he better, or so on and so forth. It's not about really so much about color. It's about a nationality. And how come there's so much hatred and so much evil eye amongst us, amongst the black and Latino community? Because we're the only people who be banging on each other. You got the Mexican cartels, right? You got the damn Latin kings, the Bloods, the Crips, always gang banging each other, man. Why is it only our people killing each other and all that hate?
Because when you grow up in a system of lies, you grow up to hate people who look just like you.
Right. Well, at the end of the day,
it's kind of what happens.
At the end of the day, but how come? But what happens? So what's your true nationality? Are we just black? Are we just Latino? Are you just English? Are you an Englishman? Am I Latin?
I'm black. I'm not. If you're Jamaican, Haitian, that's just the country where you dropped off at. I'm black.
All right, real quick. Let me get Song of Solomon 1:5. You know who else was black in the Bible?
Moses, Jesus, everybody. The Bible is based on African stories, whether people want to admit it or not. The Middle East was once considered part of Africa, whether people want to admit it or not.
Well, according to the Bible, it talks about the Israelites.
Yeah, like that was once part of Africa. Like Jesus, family was Ethiopian, and if you know, just like I know, the word that word means the land of burnt faces. Right?
So you say Jesus is from Ethiopia?
His family was the Star of David, King David. Was the king of Ethiopia, right?
Who told you that?
King David was definitely king of Ethiopia.
I'm gonna prove that to you,
The oldest version of the Bible.
When you say Ethiopia, that's part of what it's called African nation, right? So before they were called Africa, they were called Ham, which is one of the sons of Noah.
Okay.
This is the definition of Ham.
I'm saying they're dark-skinned people.
Right.
Yeah, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races.
Right. So the man Ham became the progenitor, meaning the forefathers of the dark races. But except who? Meaning
The first man on earth was very dark. There was no fallen dark races. Everybody was dark back then.
He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes.
But what?
Not the Negroes,
right?
but the Egyptians.
So what?
The Egyptians,
right?
The Ethiopians,
The what?
The Ethiopians,
right?
The Libyans,
right?
And the Canaanites. Those
You
are four.
say Egypt. Egypt wasn't called Egypt back then. It was called Kemet, which means land of black people or black land.
Okay.
Everybody was dark. A lot of words in Africa refer to black skin.
Oh, remember, not all skin folk is kinfolk. Just because you're dark, you can be. There's East Indians as dark as you, but they don't look at you as brothers. They're not the same people.
Not everybody's African, but everybody in this world comes from somebody who look like you. No matter how you spice it up.
I get it.
You all come from a very dark skinned person.
I understand what you're saying, bro. I understand what you're saying. But what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to get at is I'm trying to find a medium with you, so you can see what we're trying to teach, what we're trying to show our people, is trying to bring them back to their true nationality. Because a lot of our people be thinking like, yo, I'm Egyptian. Because you're dark, because you're Egyptian or you're Ethiopian or whatever, not knowing that you're actually God's chosen people, man. Let me get Deuteronomy 7 and 6 again. I got another precept too. Get that. Forget that. Shemitic. You're right. Shemitic. Yeah, we're Shemitic.
Shemitic means person of Africa, of black origin.
Right.
Shemitic.
You gotta come from Shem.
Okay. We go. What do you got? I was talking a lot already. I'm listening to y'all.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 8.
Right?
When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
According to what?
According to the number of the children of Israel.
Right? So according to God, everything is set up for the Israelites and by the Israelites.
That's right.
Meaning everything from mathematics, what you call so-called science, and all the knowledge and wisdom of the world derives from the Israelites. And we're out here to show our people that the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, we will be God's chosen people, the Israelites, according to the Bible.
That's right.
And that's why the so-called black and Hispanic, we're always at the bottom. Any hood you go to, always, now you might find some of our people up in the high rises, right? You got Jay-Z. But who did the Romans have in slavery? Do you know? Right. So who you think? So who you think the Romans had working for them and doing all this stuff? Yeah. That's what you get. That's what most exactly.
But then Moses like bring them out of the cage, something like that.
Yeah.
Moses civilized them to a certain I want to know.
Hey, that's actually in the Bible, bro. That's actually in the Bible. But let's stick to one thing at a time. We'll get to that.
I got you.
Let me get this out. You said that.
We ain't too far from each other. Not.
Deuteronomy 7.
Because Moses studied, right?
Deuteronomy 7.
The Bible, so he had speech impediment.
Listen up, brother. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue.
Right, so God is saying, hey, ain't nobody should be stepping up to the Israelites. Ain't nobody should be back talking to the Israelites, talking bad about the Israelites. Go on.
Against man or beast.
Right.
That ye may know how the Lord does put a difference between the Egyptians.
Between who?
Between the Egyptians
and
Israel.
And who?
And Israel.
Right, so there's a difference between there's a clear difference in the Bible between the Egyptians and the Israelites. Now, remember that the Egyptians had the Israelites in slavery during the times of Moses. They was the one building up the pyramids for Pharaoh and so on and so forth. Figuring out all the mathematics of what they needed to do, man, right? Right?
You right.
So, let me get Jeremiah 17. Right? Let me get Jeremiah 17. Right? Because yo, man, because this is imperative. Hey, man, it's a hard time to awake out of sleep, man.
Right.
Our people are so comfortable with the society.
I just got another question.
I got you.
I don't know if offensive. Like Haitians and Jamaicans and West Indians, they considered black. So like a black person, they're like, oh yeah, that's a black person. They come from a country. But you said like a Dominican or a Rican, and then you like, oh, they not black.
We're gonna explain that to you right now.
Why don't y'all think they're black? Haitians can be black, but y'all don't think they're black.
Here's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
And thou, even thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage.
Right, so God's saying, hey man, that my people, they're gonna lose their heritage. This is a prophecy that at some point in time, in the last days, the Israelites were gonna lose their heritage. Go on.
That I gave thee,
right.
And I will cause thee to serve thy enemies.
And what's gonna happen?
And I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
So not only were the Israelites gonna lose their heritage, but they're gonna serve their enemies in the land which they didn't know. Now, did your forefathers know America before slavery?
Well, my man Sanusi's brother traveled here, but he was lost at sea. Okay, Sanusi is 50 man in history, right? His brother Suleiman, 200 years before Columbus even, because he never discovered like Manhattan or like. The first he came was DR and Jamaica, right? Suleiman Musa, that was Manson Musa's big brother, traveled here, but was lost at sea. That's why traces of African artifacts that was found in America.
Well, I know there was some of our people already here. That's a fact. There was some of our people already here.
We had traveled. If everybody comes from black people, of course we traveled the world first. Right. But yeah, so I want to hear what you guys say. I want to hear what you guys say.
For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
Now, predominantly as a nation of so-called black people, did most of your forefathers know this land before slavery? Because a lot of people, what happened during slavery?
Like for wars and all that. First of all, I'm saying that slavery was a race war we lost. That's one. Two, if everybody comes from black people, we had to travel the world before the Europeans and all that, because they wasn't even civilized then. So, but the wars and all that taught them civilization and brought them to the Renaissance of Europe. So we had to travel the world at some point. That's common sense.
So,
facts, right?
So, real quick though. I'm trying to get real deep into it, but it's just a simple question.
Alright, simple question, yes.
Simple question, bro. Yes, most of our people, they got brought over here on slave ships, right?
Yeah.
Most of them didn't know this language.
Right.
Most of them didn't. Right? Most of them didn't know the language that the oppressors were speaking, right? Right.
It's the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 6. The children also of Judah.
The children of what?
The children also of Judah.
So the children of Judah, which would be the real Jews according to the Bible, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. 1, 2, 3 will be considered Jews according to the Bible. Go on.
And the children of Jerusalem.
And the children of Jerusalem will be the northern kingdom, will be 4 on down. The children of Jerusalem, go on.
Have ye sold unto the Grecians?
Have ye what?
Have ye sold unto the Grecians?
Have ye what?
Have ye sold unto the Grecians?
Right?
That ye might remove them far from their border.
Right? Hey, we were sold into the... Who sold us to the Grecians? Who was being sold to the white man?
The Africans.
The Africans. The Africans sold. So now there's this thing where people think that, oh, Africans sold other Africans. That's not true.
It's a lot.
No, they did.
It's not.
There was
It's a lot.
Europeans. Like,
how you let a white person tell you
right here in this verse, brother and sister, right here in this verse, it's telling you that the Hamites, they sold the children of Judah. Remember the Hamites, remember we read about Ham before? Right. The progenitors of mostly the dark races, the Ethiopians, the Egyptians, the so-called Africans, right? The Libyans, right? Read that part one more time.
The children also of Judah.
Let's talk about the Hamites. Let's talk about the Ethiopians. Let's talk about what the Egyptians, Ethiopians, and what the Libyans did.
The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians.
Have ye sold what?
Have ye sold unto the Grecians.
Right? So the Lord is telling you that, hey, another nation, even though they might look like you, they're gonna sell you to the white people, the Grecians. Who are the Grecians today? The Greeks. Italians, the Romans,
Europeans.
the Europeans, white people. Right.
Yeah. I would say European. I'm saying Caucasian.
There you go.
Caucasian.
They come from the Caucasus Mountains. Right? Yeah, you know where they come from.
Yeah.
You got that howling at the moon and whatnot.
I mean, every last movie you see about white history is based in the cave. Harry Potter, The Lord of the Rings, you always see them fight in the cave. It's common sense. Like even The Hobbit, you see the motherfuckers in caves somewhere. But I don't want to shake it up too much. I got soak too much. Peace, brother. It's all love.
Alright, brother, so what's your nationality?
I'm African American. My family comes from down south. I'm well traveled.
Come on, brother.
What?
Serious. You know what African American means, brother. You're a knowledgeable brother. You know where the word African American means.
Of course, but I'm saying that, like, my grandmother and everybody, they all came from down south of Mississippi.
Let me read you this one last verse before you go. Look at Deuteronomy 28:16. This is a curse in the Bible that the Lord said was going to happen to the Israelites in the last days. Remember that the Lord said that He was going to cut you off from your heritage. So now you're going to be calling yourself by different words. Black, African American.
So why should he call himself African?
Because that's what our people calling ourselves. But remember, the African comes from the name Leoscriptus Africanus, which was from a Roman general who conquered the land of Ham during the Third Punic Wars. Before Africa was called Africa, it was called the land of Ham. A white guy took it over and called it Africa. That's where the word Africa comes from. America comes from Amerigo Vespucci. He was an Italian map maker who mapped out America for Christopher Columbus. Those two names come from two different white men. So we're not African American, brother. All right?
I knew you were gonna do that.
Come on, brother. Brother, I know you know. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. Bring us that brother.
This book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Now remember, this is Moses speaking to the Israelites. You listening, sister? This is Moses speaking to the Israelites. This is after he freed them out of Egypt.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Right, so the Lord said, hey, I'm going to bring you back to Egypt. Now remember, if you read the Bible, the Israelites never went back to Egypt. Never. The Lord threw down Egypt. He killed all the firstborn, right? Egypt never rose up. Egypt was never a superpower ever again. Right, so Egypt is just another word in the Hebrew, it means Mizraim, it means house of bondage. Right. So it's like slang word. It's like, yo, I tell you, I'm gonna go back to the crib. Am I literally gonna go back and sleep in the crib? The baby crib? No. It's just slang word. Like, yo, I'm going home and chill. Understand? Get that from the top again? Right.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So the Lord said, hey, I'm gonna bring you, if you don't listen to me, I'm gonna bring you back into slavery again. But with what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Right, what people went into slavery on slave ships?
The people of it, right? I mean, black people.
Right, remember, Moses speaking to the Israelites. He said, hey, y'all gonna go into slavery on slave ships. So who was on them slave ships during slavery? The Israelites, brother. Yeah, Jews. Yeah, you're right. Jews. Yeah, because it was mostly from the tribe of Judah.
God's precious jewels for Christ.
Yeah, right. Go on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
He's saying this prophecy is gonna come to pass. Go on.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Right, and you'll never see your homeland again. You're gonna go into slavery on slave ships. You'll never see your homeland again. Go on.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Not only that, you're gonna be sold unto your enemies. And who are we sold to? Right. Yeah, the white man. Go on.
For bondmen, and bondwomen,
and slave women,
and no man shall buy you.
And no one's gonna save you out of captivity. Meaning, if you're still in America in 2023, calling yourself a black, Hispanic, and Native American, not calling yourself a God-given nationality, we're literally prisoners of war. Because they literally brought us here in slavery, and what happened? And we lost our heritage. Now we don't know. Now you don't know what tribe you come from. You don't know your heritage. You don't know your nationality. But now you know. Now you know your nationality, brother. You still African American, brother?
I'm gonna say this. I know
Come on, brother.
I know most black people. Most black people in America come from West Africa. I understand the phrases and terms that you're supposed to use. But I'm gonna say Africa to make it simple. Most black people who in America come from West Africa. So people being you're gonna come from Nigeria or something like that.
But that's it. But that's history. Because most of the Jews, because if you go into the history during 70 AD, a lot of the Jews that was in under Roman captivity, they fled into the wilderness. So if the Jews are black and they wanted to flee and they wanted to escape from the white man, amongst what people are they going to hide with? People that look like them, right?
Right.
Are they going to go more north where there's more white people? No, they're going to go south. They're going to go into Africa to hide amongst people who look kind of like them.
It's like, geez, okay, yeah.
Right, exactly. Right. So we know that a lot of people came from the west coast of Africa. That's history. That's, you can look that up. Can't bring that Isaiah 65.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 16.
Right.
Verse 15.
Right.
And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
And you shall what?
And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
God said, hey, you're not going to be calling yourself Israel no more. You're not going to call yourself an Israelite from the tribe of Judah no more. You're going to leave your name for a curse. And calling yourself black is a curse. Calling yourself Latino is a curse. That's a language. Black is a color out of a crayon box. Calling yourself African American is a curse. That's two white men. We just learned that tonight.
So my question, so what do you call yourself?
I'm an Israelite.
Okay, fair enough.
According to archaeology, history, and the Bible, and we link all these things up, we don't just read the Bible all day. We study history, brother. We study archaeology, brother. We know our history. We go into the Hebrew. We go into the ancient texts, the scrolls. We know what's going on.
Okay.
I'm an Israelite brother from the tribe of Simeon, right? Now all these brothers, all these people right here, we're the same people. We're the same people. Okay. But they've set up all these names to distract us, to keep us all separate, to think that we're different, but we're not. We're all under one nation, but we come from different tribes.
Yeah.
So we're all black.
Right. We all come from, yeah.
Including the Mexican that
Yeah, of course.
The first black president of North America came from Mexico.
Yeah, of course.
Argentina from Europe.
What's that?
She said Argentina from Europe. Yo, man, like, let's go building with y'all, brother.
Yeah, I'm a flying, brother.
Well, look,
She's
check
not
this out,
wrong.
though. When I come back, I'm bringing my brother with me.
All right,
We're gonna really have like a war of
I got you.
knowledge.
Yeah, all right.
Yo, but before y'all leave though, I got you. But I got one question before you leave. What's your nationality? What you learn today?
Oh,
You are what?
Seminola Indian.
No, your God-given nationality. That's what the white man called. Come on, sister.
Israelite?
That's right, sister. You're Israelite.
Sister, take a flight, sister.
Take a flight, sister. Take a flight. Take a flight.
Right, sister, right here.
All right, sister. Con. Yeah. Con. Let me get Revelation 22 and 12. Let me get Revelation 22 and 12.
I got it. 22:12?
Yeah.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 22, and verse 12.
Read out.
And behold, I come quickly.
Read.
And my reward is with me.
Right.
To give every man according to his work shall be.
No, only by faith.
According to his work shall be.
Read on.
I am Alpha and Omega.
Who's the Lord?
I am Alpha and Omega.
Read.
The beginning and the end.
Read.
The first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments.
What the Lord say?
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
Read.
That they may have the right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city.
Right, and with that, I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai. And with that, Kum Yashala.
Kum Yashala.
Kum Yashala.
Kum Yashala.
Kum Yashala.
Kum Yashala.